Hi, it's Doug again. Time for some more family history and things I've learned using Ancestry and the internet. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Berry family. And I have another series called the Berry family. It's very unique in that two of my two-time great-grandmothers, all right, are both Berries. On my mother's side, going back through her dad, right, my granddad, then my great-grandmother, Rosie Bailey, then her mother was a Berry, Berry, and traced them back to England. Then on my dad's side, my two-time great-grandmother, and her name is Susan E. No, three-time great-grandmother. Right. Get this right. No, that's right. Susan E. Bailey. Her maiden name was Berry, Barry. And I've traced that family back to Ireland. So this is going to kind of be an overview. The really interesting thing about both of the Berry lines is I'm able to go back hundreds of years. I mean, it's not just 4 or 5 generations. It's more like 10 or 12, which is pretty cool. That's as long as everything that I'm looking at on Ancestry and using some other resources, as long as all that is reliable. Okay, so the way we're going to get there, here's my generation. My dad, William Lee Bush, then his dad, William R. Bush, my granddad, and then his mom, Laura Bailey, then her mother, right, two-time great-grandmother, Susan E. Berry, and I actually have a picture of Grandma Susan. Right there. It's not a great quality picture, but you can kind of make out her features. And I would have to say that my great-grandma, Laura, looks a lot like her. All right. Then I also have, maybe this picture will be a little bit bigger. No, it's still that small size. I have this picture. This is I think this is Grandma Bailey right here. Okay, I think that's Susan E. with her daughters. Like Stanley is in this picture. Laura is in this picture. Pretty sure right here. I don't have, well, I take it back. I do have names. Yeah, this is Stanley, Hallie, Lyda. This is Susan Bailey and Laura May. Okay. And then back here is Robbie. Yeah, they're all labeled on this picture. That's cool. That's really a nice find. All right, and then if we go back to the tree, her parents are Henry Bertram Bailey, or Berry, sorry, and Cynthia J. Bogard. And Henry Bertram was born in Hardin County, 1836, passed away in Hardin County, 1918. And I'm pretty sure this headstone, pretty sure he's buried in Mount Zion Baptist Church Cemetery. Pretty sure I put that picture up. I think that's where that's taken. Okay. Then go back another generation, we get Josiah, And you can see you still have the through lines with DNA tracing. Josiah H. Berry and Margaret J. Bertram, so that's where Henry Bertram's middle name comes from. Josiah was born in North Carolina, Jones County, 1806, and then died in Hardin County in 1844. I don't have a headstone for him or any pictures, right, going back that far. His dad is Mark Berry, and I still have the through lines going here. Mark Berry and Cassandra Ashworth. Okay. And Mark Berry's dates are 1770 to 1815. Grandma's are 1779 to 1864. Go back another generation, we get James B. Berry, and you notice they have the two different spellings listed here. 1728 to 1788. And I'm pretty sure they have him born in, James Buckner, yes. They have him born in North Carolina, died in North Carolina. I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to try to find where exactly in North Carolina we're talking about. Now, here's the first Berry I think, and came with his father to the New World from Ireland. So, born in Kilkenny, and then moved to White Oak River in Jones County, North Carolina, is where he passed away. So if you go back one more, Colonel Charles Berry. I keep doing that. I take it back. James B. This James B. brought this James B. That's what it is. And when I go in more in depth in another video, this is one of the stories that I want to talk about, is when they come to the colonies. Then we have Colonel Charles Berry, 1660 to 1730. And you can see the grandmother's names. I'm skipping over them, but Mary M. Noble, Mary Buckner, Elizabeth Kelly. Can't get much more Irish than that. Okay, and we go back another. William Berry, he's Reverend. Okay, and Elizabeth Kelly is another Kelly. Now, I may have to check this out. This could be could be coincidence, but it could also be where these generations are mixed up somehow. That there's only one Elizabeth Kelly, and she belongs to one generation or the other, not both. Makes sense? The birth years are 50 years apart. We go back another generation. We get to Mayor Richard Berry, 1573 to 1648. He was High Sheriff, Alderman, and Mayor of Dublin. And in fact, when I look at not only my grandparents, but then when I look at cousins or uncles over here in this line, I find Lord, Baron, High Sheriff, Alderman. So they were involved in government in Ireland. You go back another, we get to James Berry, 1527 to 1598. Patrick Berry, 1476 to 1530. Another James Berry, 1436, 1476. Sir James Berry, 1398. And I think that is the end of the line. Okay? Think about that for a second. 1398. So it's 100 years before Columbus sails to what he thought was the East, right? Okay. Now, I did want to mention something. Oh, I know what it is. Richard Berry, Mayor of Dublin, and this is something else, the Santry. This, I think it's part of the Dublin county or whatever. It's not necessarily the city, but it's a separate place. And that's a big part of this family history. A lot of them, they're listed as Santry, Baron of Santry, over and over again. I do have a few things. There are several stories and things about his family that I've been able to come across, so I can use those in another video talking about the mayor. I had the good fortune of being in Dublin in 2022 in August on a business trip, a very quick trip, and I had about 2 hours of free time on one of the days and just went for a walk. And I tried to walk places in the city where I knew there were buildings that would have been there when Richard Barry was mayor. And so I'll be able to share some of that. I have lots of pictures. Once I get all that together, that'll be another video. But I find really the Barry family to be pretty fascinating. The fact that I'm able to go back that far. I did find this interesting too, that I have a grandmother, Ann Cusack, Cusack, however you want to say that. So that's kind of the overview of the Barrys. There'll probably be at least 2 videos because there are some really interesting stories of things to follow with the Barry family. So this is that little bit of Irish that another bit. I guess the O'Bannon, if I'm blood related to the O'Bannons, that's Irish. But the little bit of Irish that I have in my DNA, in my heritage, comes down through the Barry line. All right, thanks.